fish into the water, gonna take you with me. I'm half-vultured, self-destructive, and it also legendary. Thank you, Soggy Waffle, for becoming a real faker. You should have waited until the stream started to do that. You could have had the pop-up. Oh well. It's a legal maneuver, I guess. Where's my on-screen chat box? It's not working. It's not working. The entire stream is broken forever. There we go, okay. Good start. Anyway. Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you, Max, for the $6. What is it? The shoelaces. The tumbler shoelaces, which I've purchased. I don't recommend doing that. They're stupid expensive. Way overpriced for shoelaces. But I had to have them because I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I should be purchasing things like that. There's something I can wear on my feet always. It's hard for me to wear merch because I'm like scared of ruining it, but you know, it's shoelaces. How do you fuck that up? A sturdy pair of shoelaces can take you from shoes to shoes to shoes. I will lace those onto my current shoes and I will lace them onto my next pair of shoes. It's a good investment. Hello, Zacinator. Alexis, Pixel Winter Fox, Zombie Cereal, Flawless Victory, Nicole, 30th Century Homer, 25th Yule, Obscurator. Gang's all here. LG, Raging J, Titan Beast, Lettuce Hat Cat. Yes, of course, I remember all of you. Psychopathic Mofo. Thanks, I'm glad you like my videos. Ryan, got off a long ass plane fight. Damn. That sucks. What are we gonna do today? I'm just talking. I'm tired. I was gonna have my fake doesn't have rabies party today, but I'm just feeling too low energy for it. I don't feel like setting up the laptop and filming myself on the edge of the bed and having the flashing lights, you know. And thank you, Zacinator, for being a real faker for 14 months. Or 1 year and 1 month and 1 day, but who cares? It doesn't matter. Because I actually have rabies. No. No. It's been a year. Why is it necessary to state you don't have rabies? Because I had an encounter with a bat. And I don't know if it bit me, but they say bat bites are small and easy to miss. And it can take up to a year for symptoms of rabies to manifest. And it's been a year, so I don't have rabies. I'm too tired to party about it today. Thank you, Davs, Codegs, for being a real faker for 4 months. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you get a rabies shot? I don't want to be that paranoid motherfucker that's like, I might have rabies. I desperately need to get the shot. That feels like a waste of resources, especially if I'm not sure. I don't know how close the bat got to me. It was flying around. But who knows? If rabies do manifest, you're totally fucked. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but I have a note on my desk in a hidden spot. It has my computer password. I've instructed... My parents will probably find it, and they'll tell my sister to make a video just saying that I died and who I was. It's fine. Look at my browser history. No. You know what? If I die, I don't give a fuck about my ego anymore. They can see what kind of weird shit I was looking at. They can lose all respect for me before the funeral even happens. If they want to talk about that shit at my funeral, more power to them. Let's get weird with it. Let's remember me as a freak. The funeral face reveal. I hope they live stream my funeral. I'm saying this like I'm going to die like tomorrow. No, like if I do die suddenly and unexpectedly and this channel no longer has me, I will request that they live stream my funeral to the channel. We'd have to turn off donations though. I think you can do anything about rabies once you get it. You can't do anything about it once you get symptoms. If you have it, but like you're still good, you can get shots for it and you're fine. Winnie the Pooh casket? I never searched that up. I would never look up Winnie the Pooh. They're just gonna play the not safe for work audios. Oh, speaking of, I know you guys hate it when I bring this up, but I made this specifically for this. Check it out! In-stream advertising! Yeah! Because I can't link it anywhere or else they'll get banned. There you go. Haha. I'm hilarious. Always remember, son, dying is cringe. It's gonna be one kid playing Pokemon on their DS at the funeral. Excuse me. That kid better be playing Pokemon on his Switch. On their Switch. Whatever. Whichever gender the kid identifies as, they better be using a Switch. Otherwise, like, if they're still using a DS, I think that might be grounds for child endangerment. Max asked me in a while for that. I'm kind of swamped at the moment. I got a lot of commissions out of nowhere, like just this weekend. Very busy. Like the creativity and trying to work within the limitations of safe for work. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. To be honest, you can create a lot more romantic scenarios when you're not just going straight to the boning, but, you know, the other stuff is fine too. Why do college textbooks have to be so damn expensive? I mean, I can relate for like one that I spent $50 on and it was stupid, but like other ones, I had college textbooks that were like $20 or could be found at the library. Because it was all programming. Nobody gave a shit. It's really hard to write sexy, not safe for work. Yeah, I don't doubt that. One thing I'm kind of stuck on is what to do for like sound effects. Because I don't want to sound like I'm an expert, but I've listened to a not safe for work audio in my time. They're kind of split on that. Sometimes they're like, they do the sound effects. Sometimes they're just like, you can imagine it. Just hear them in your head. Use your imagination. Bowl of macaroni. Oh no, like that Vine? Hasn't spent $140 on an immunology textbook. Well, that's like doctor stuff. Doctors, you gotta take out like some serious loans to become a doctor. Yeah. And then after that, you have to be a doctor, so it's just a shit show all around. Throw salami at a wall. No! A bowl of beans. Stop. That's terrible. $150 on an advanced organic chemistry textbook. Wow. I didn't know you knew advanced organic chemistry, Max. That's crazy. What's the difference between organic chemistry and regular chemistry? The friggin' GMO chemistry. Programming class used 20-year-old textbooks, but my math class required the 7th edition of the textbook from that year. Yeah, math is just fucking, like, gouging the shit out of people. Under high school, you have to buy a $100 calculator. You know, you can just get apps that are scientific calculators now. There's no need to do that. Unless, like, they don't allow phones in a class, but, you know, stupid. Goal in life is to become an organic synthetic chemist. Want to work in a pharmacy. Damn. Is that, you have to become like a synthetic chemist to work in a pharmacy? You have to like mix medications and like potions and shit? That's crazy. It was thunderstorming hard earlier. Yeah, it kind of was here too. It was raining a bit. Oh, working on making drugs. Okay. So you wouldn't be like working in a pharmacy, like in a store. You'd be making the drugs. Max, drug maker. Potion seller. I'm going into battle, and I require your strongest potions. My potions are too strong for you, traveler. A ton of tools that your dad has like 4 of each. Nice. You get to inherit cool tools. Max, we need to cook. Jesse. I can't do a Walter White impression. I've never seen the show. Yeah, the cat boy specializing in organic synthetic chemistry. Max, you're trying to make your dreams a reality. That's the T. School doesn't allow AirPods, so you just put your hood up. Is it just AirPods or like all headphones? I don't know. I always had my headphones in when I was younger. Like, Bluetooth headphones were a huge game changer because I could take them in and out as needed. Didn't have to wrap them around anything. They'd just hang around my neck. Have a dedicated frog stream? I'm sorry, but I don't like frogs that much. I was thinking of making a joke, but no. I feel like I can't make that joke. We could do a red panda stream. I like red pandas. There's not as many photos of them, of course. They're a rarer animal. A femboy in a maid outfit making drugs. I'm sure you can imagine it, Max. What's my opinions on toads? Kind of the same as frogs. I'm not a huge fan of reptiles or amphibians. I prefer animals with fur. Toads are different from frogs. Are they really, though? I like furries. Furries are cool with me. They're a decent people, you know. They're online like everybody else. Apparently they pay a lot for art commissions, which I respect. Picking on wolf dogs. How did they combine the two? That sounds like a bad idea. Oh, that one frog that has high... Okay, the one frog that I do like is that it's like a TikTok song. I don't have TikTok, but I saw it on Tumblr. It's just like a frog making a noise, and then people started adding instruments on top of it, and somebody was singing like, "Shy little frog singing along with this fun tune. you know? Yeah, Shy Little Frog. You know what I'm talking about with the Shy Little Frog. It's a good one. You've exhausted the Neko listener market. I mean, that's fair. Max, if you need to take a break from writing scripts or like a certain kind of script, that is completely respectable. I run out of ideas all the time. Why do you think there's so many audios of me just like, it's the sound of me just like tapping something, or muttering to myself, or scratching the microphone, or breathing, or playing Cult of the Lamb before it crashes? Don't know how to write anything else. Well, that's not true. You've written other stuff. I know you've written other stuff. I'm certain you've written other stuff. Sergeant Pepsi's Thirst Hearts Club. No. Is that like a parody? Jesse, have you figured out the Five Nights at Freddy's lore? There's actually a Five Nights at Freddy's mod that changes all the animatronics into PNGs of Breaking Bad characters. It's 12 covers of popular songs, but they're all Pepsi related. Oh my god, did they get Pepsi Man in there? They gotta bring that guy back. Pepsi Man. He had a whole video game. It was bad. Acquired the dopamine I get from people saying they like my scripts. I mean, I've got like 30 videos where I'm doing your scripts. I'm sure you can look through the comments. Oh, there's a suggestion I saw on Tumblr where you keep a folder called bragging rights, and every time you get like a comment that you really, really like, you take a screenshot of it and you put it in that folder, and then you go back every time, like if you feel like your writing's not good enough, and you look at it and you're just like, yeah. It keeps up motivation. It makes you feel good about your writing. You've been doing that for years. Nice. I should have done that. I really should have. What do I have to do for you to be impressed by your Duolingo skills? I mean, that's your business, man. Good for you? What do you want me to say? It's 39 if you count the not safe for work audios. Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to leave comments on Gumroad. Favorite dog breed? I don't know. There's a lot of dogs. What is a fluffy dog? If it's fluffy and looks like a dog, sheep dogs are pretty good. If it's fluffy, it's a big dog. It's fine. I like the dogs. Congratulations on your first place in Ruby League. That's pretty good. You gotta sing happy birthday to someone. Are you watching this in the middle of somebody's birthday party? You're crazy. Space whales? Oh, I should put some whales in the background. I just didn't think of it. Do you like cats? If so, what's your favorite? Cats don't have different breeds. They're all just cats. Except for the hairless ones, but I don't like those guys. Just, regular cats. Like maybe a gray cat with some stripes, or even a black cat, or an orange cat. Maybe a white, no, not a white cat. They just get hair everywhere. Just like a nice gray cat that's like the platonic ideal of cat, What do I think of guinea pigs? They're fine. I haven't seen many of them. They're just like hamsters, but bigger. How am I slandering cats? I just don't like when the white ones get white hair all over my black clothes. Orange cats with black stripes reminds you of a cat raisin. Ah. I thought you were gonna say it was because they remind you of Garfield. That's just sad. I'm sorry. Otters? Otters are cute. They're pretty cute. They float around. Sugar gliders, I don't understand them or why they're called that. Just ranting about engineer gaming? I don't know what engineer gaming is. Is that like a YouTube channel that people don't like? My thoughts on honey badgers? I haven't seen any. About foxes? I like foxes. They're fun. What does the fox say? I know that's like an ancient ass meme, but like if you've ever heard what a fox actually does say, it sounds ridiculous. They just kind of yell. You guys are getting way too specific with these animal types. I mean, bears are bears. I mean, maybe brown bears are better than polar bears, but you know. Star-nosed moles, I don't know. I just don't know. What do you think of sewer rats? They're rats. You just read the entire script of Spy Kids 2. Incorrect. Spy Kids 3D forever. That's the script I would read. How come that movie didn't become a meme? Like, I know there are some memes with Spy Kids 3 floating around out there, but that whole movie should have been a big meme. Along with Shark Boy and Lava Girl. They should be up there with B-Movie. Also Hoodwinked. There are just so many, like, 2000s, like, bad kids movies that deserve memehood. Why did B-Movie win? Mr. Electric, kill this man. Did you already get a different ending scene as Stray where B12 doesn't die? Is there an ending where B12 doesn't die? You're fucking lying to my face. You're lying. You're lying to me. Yes. Sonkatsu, you understand. Hoodwinked. It was such a fucking good movie. I watched that movie, like, back to back. Like, I loved it so much. The songs, the characters. I fucking loved it when I was a kid. I didn't see the sequel. I heard it was bad. Wasn't Is God Scared of What He Created a Spy Kids meme? Yeah, but that's from Spy Kids 2, which is probably like the best one. Just out of all the writing. I like the monsters. They were fun. No, I'm not disparaging Hoodwinked. Hoodwinked fucking rules. Hoodwinked 2? I don't know. Tad the Explorer? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna find Markiplier. Is he doing like his choose your own adventure thing or something? I don't remember. Wolf with Patrick Warburton's voice. Patrick Warburton is such a great actor. I love that guy. Barnyard. I remember really liking that movie too. There's probably a lot of movies that like from like what was it, like the 2000s, and I just remember renting them and watching them in my room on my family's portable DVD player that we had to buy because my parents refused to buy a van with a built-in DVD player. Remember when that was a thing? I'm pretty sure that's still a thing, maybe. Like, where the big thing was, like, you always wanted as a kid was a caravan with a TV screen in it so you could watch movies. I always wanted that when I was a kid, but my parents wouldn't buy it. So we ended up just getting a shitty portable DVD player. The Scooby-Doo direct-to-DVD movies. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase is it's probably one of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies. I was just a big fan of what the hell is that guy's name? Just like the cyber evil guy, the Phantom Virus, is that what they called him? I don't know. He's just so silly and fun. I liked his voice. Cow from Barnyard is trans. Aren't all the cows, like all the guy cows from Barnyard, trans because they've got the udders, which is dumb. Like, I know it's fun to think like, oh, they're actually trans. It was just the animators just like fucking up. They had like one model for how a cow looks, and they're just like, yeah, let's go with that for everybody. Back to the Barnyard. Oh, I saw the TV show too, but, you know, I watched the movie a lot as well. There's just a lot of stuff that happens in the movie that's never brought up in the show, so I guess the show is like a prequel. Patrick Warburton challenge, guess the character by the voice. Impossible. I managed to hook up a VCR and a TV to a car battery for long car trips. That's kind of insane, but I admire the dedication. Watched this Scooby-Doo movie where they went into a parallel dimension. Shaggy had a red shirt. I'm pretty sure that's Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Like, the Cyber Shaggy had a red shirt. I'm pretty sure that was it. Like, there were cyber versions of the characters in the cyber world that they went into. Don't ask, like, the plot was fucking dumb, but I liked it. Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo. Oh my god, the Hex Girls. They were so cool. They were so cool. Matrix Shaggy was red instead of green. We need Matrix Shaggy multiverses. I mean, I assume you can get, like, different colors of characters' outfits, right? Or is it only, like, one of each character per battle? What about the Matrix movies? I don't actually have any, like, deep memories of those. I didn't watch them when they came out. I didn't watch them until, like, years later. And I'm pretty sure throughout the entire movie I was busy making out with a guy, so I didn't really pay attention. I mean, I wanted to see the movie, but at the same time, my boyfriend was sitting right next to me, so what did you expect? got to watch VHS of 3 Pokemon episodes. Hell yeah. That's a good car trip. Watching the Ravens game and watching football. Are those 2 separate games? Who's the Ravens? Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated? I don't think I saw that one, no. The Scooby-Doo show that I watched growing up was Scooby-Doo... What was it called? What's New Scooby-Doo? With the opening by Simple Plan? I'm pretty sure it was Simple Plan. What's new, Scooby-Doo? We're gonna follow you. We're gonna solve that mystery. That was such like a perfect 2000s Scooby-Doo show. I kind of want to go back and watch it again. My thoughts about immortality and invincibility? I don't know. They're concepts that have no proof in reality, so we can't like really understand them fully. Ravens are a football team and you're doing laundry. Okay, multitasking. I appreciate it. Are the Ravens from Maryland? Well, I wouldn't know if Mystery Incorporated is superior. Whatever. Wonder Pets? Never heard of it. It's from Michigan to Florida, 30-hour drive. Wow. Really? Well, I guess Michigan is further to the left, so yeah. I mean, my drive to Florida, well, from Florida, took like 24 hours. We just straight shot it. We didn't even stop. Oh yeah, that whole HBO Max thing is like so disgusting. Winx Club? I didn't watch a whole lot of Winx Club. I was aware of it though. Ravens are from Maryland and it's pre-season. Oh, so like they're playing a game that doesn't matter or they're just practicing? 14 hours, one sitting. Damn. Phineas and Ferb. I liked Phineas and Ferb a lot. I didn't watch every episode though. I did appreciate how they managed to have like a song in every episode. That was cool. One can tank long ass car drives. Did you guys even like stop for a bathroom break? Because like, if not, that's wild. I have to go to work tomorrow. I'm so sorry, Nicole. Farewell. Okay, so you did have stops. That's good. Otherwise, that would be quite dangerous. Not to sleep. Well, yeah, but that's like a day shift. You get up at like 6, you leave, and then you get there just as it's getting dark. Or after it's been dark for a while. Excuse me. I've been overcome by an attack. What are my thoughts about Furbies? I don't know. They were kind of weird as a kid. I don't like those people that do those weird like edits to them and make them all fucked up and long. Furby modders scare me. They're weird folk. Watch the Winx Club to win over a girl from my friend. Wait, like... how does this work? So, were you watching the Winx Club, getting all this, like, Winx Club trivia, and, like, you seduce this girl by being like, hey, don't get with that loser. He doesn't know shit about the Winx Club. Let me tell you something. That episode with those two characters is, like... I was feeling some serious emotions, and, like... She was like, hell yeah, I'll date you instead. Because I respect the hustle. I wish I could have gotten a boyfriend by, like, watching more TMNT. That would have been great. You know, nobody watched TMNT when I was a kid. Like, nobody in my class, at least. No one ever talked about it. It's fine. Just the only kid feeling embarrassed about it because, like, I'm a girl. It's definitely a show for boys, and nobody else is talking about how cool the mutant turtles are, but it's fine. Never had any fans to talk about shit with in my youth. Fuck. Saying you wouldn't get with a guy with some hot Winx Club lore? You know what? That's a good point. If a guy was, like, telling me about his childhood and he was like, yeah, my favorite show was Winx Club, I'd just be like, you've got potential, sir. Your teacher made fun of you for liking TMNT? See, that's the kind of shit I was exactly afraid of. Oh my god, fast forward, right? The season where they were in the future. They really ran out of ideas at the end of that show. It lasted a long time, though. Like, what was it, like 8 seasons? Pretty good. Not as long as the 80s series, obviously, but still pretty good. It's actually what happened, how you got the girl. You got the girl because of the Winx Club. You got... The Winx Club knowledge and lore is what got you the girl. Respect. Like, girly shows more than boy shows. Yeah. I mean, fair enough. Does anybody remember... What? I don't remember the name of it. I think it was called Alien Racers. It was this kind of bad, like, CG show about... Well, it was aliens, and they were racing, so yeah. And... yeah, it was just a bunch of aliens racing. It was on this Teletoon block, I think called the Power Hour or something, I don't know. Like, that was just, like, part of their block. It was like an action block that was 1 hour long. It was 2 shows. It was Alien Racers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was just confusing, honestly. I still get very nostalgic for, like, the old Teletoon bumpers. If I ever... Or the logos, if I ever see them in the corner of, like, an old video on YouTube that's a theme song from an old show, you know? Oh yeah, live action Winx Club. Nobody likes the live action remakes. Why do they even bother? Alien... Okay, so it was... Alien Racers was like the actual show. I think it had 1 season. I doubt you could find full episodes of it anywhere now. It's probably lost media. Maybe it deserves to be. Most fans who watch the original TMNT cartoon has this weird hatred of the 2000s TMNT show. Yeah, I remember that the Angry Video Game Nerd watched it, or if he didn't watch the show, he watched Turtles Forever, which was like a crossover between the original and the 2000 show, and I remember him getting kind of pissed off, or at least confused, because the guys in the 2000 show were kind of edgy, so they were always saying, "What the shell?" You know, it's a kid-safe way to say what the hell. I thought it was clever. But Ugly Martians? No. I didn't watch that show. Did you watch that show? I heard it was bad. Like, I always see it whenever I'm watching a video that's like top 10 worst 2000s cartoon. But Ugly Martians is always on there. TMNT Michael Bay movie, I wish I could forget it. They looked good except for the faces, and that's the most important part. They look like Shrek. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, the Totally Spies crossover with Martin Mystery. I remember catching that on TV just out of the blue, and I was like, yes. I was so pissed they didn't include any of the other Martin Mystery characters because I feel like they would have had a great dynamic, but whatever. You know. Martin Mystery was such a good show. Like, actually, like a really great show. Am I calling Shrek ugly? I'm saying that his face doesn't fit on the face of the Ninja Turtles. That's what I'll say. Totally Spies was the weirdest show. Yes. But I recently saw a video that was like talking about the fashion in that show and how it was kind of like a mix of modern and like 70s hippie styles. And I saw like a lot of the backgrounds from that show, like the house that the spies lived in. It just looked so cool. Like IRL, it would look kind of tacky, but in that show, they made the weird like lava lamp and flower power aesthetic. Like they made it look cool. So great. Entire Alien Racer series is on YouTube. Do you think it's copyright claimed? I mean, it's. Did you say it's owned by Fox? Fox Kids? It might be copyright claimed. I doubt they're selling the episodes for anything. Don't tell me they're actually like selling like $3 an episode. Could you imagine? I imagine it's for free. Do you think it's copyright claimed? Do you think I could do an Alien Racers watch along? Because who gives a shit about Alien Racers? Martin Mystery definitely could not watch that here. No too much. Still ship Martin and Alex. They were cute together. That's true. Totally Spies is also on YouTube. Yeah, but I probably couldn't get away with streaming it. I remember Rollbots. No, I do not. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I didn't watch superhero shows as a kid. Unless Atomic Betty counts. Yes, Sagwa. The Chinese cats. Yeah, that's a core memory. I don't think I watched it much as a kid, though. It's not copyrighted. You don't know that. I'd have to do a test stream. There are a lot of shows that I really want to do a watch along for, but I'd have to do a test stream beforehand just to make sure they're not like copyright claimable. For example, I can live stream Prank Patrol, but I can't show any of the recipe for a prank segments because those were reused in the Australian version of Prank Patrol and they've got the copyright of it now. Santa Claus versus the Devil. That movie's supposed to be public domain. And yet for some reason it's copyright claimable on YouTube. I hate that shit. Like, way to lie to my face. Yeah, copyright is so shit, like seriously. There needs to be a complete overhaul of copyright laws. I'm thinking copyright should be like the life of the author. And that's it. Like, I know people will be like, oh, but their families should be able to make money off of it. No, they didn't create that shit. Just the life of the author after that, the second you die, all your shit goes in public domain. Just do it. Watch Harry Potter with guns as a protest. Yeah, no thanks. Not into Harry Potter stuff. How do you do movies and multi-author stuff? Movies, 50 years. Like, if it's like something that's made by a company, you get 50 years. That's it. The Epic of Gilgamesh still under copyright? Oh my god. Yeah, imagine, like, the people who made Fate are getting sued because of that. Got into HP books was to impress a girl I like. Not as cool. Yeah, Disney lobbied Congress to add 70 years to all works before they enter public domain, which is bullshit, and fuck Disney for that. And fuck Disney for a lot of other things, too. Like, man... let me look up, I'm sure there are people, like, keeping an eye on certain things entering the public domain. Things entering the public domain in 2022. So, what's good? Movies entering the public domain in 2022. January 1st, 2022 is Public Domain Day. Works from 1926. 1926? Really? We get 100 years? 50 years would mean that the original Star Wars would enter public domain in 5 years. As it should, because the current copyright holders are not using it correctly at all. Fuck Disney. That's ridiculous. I can think of movies from like the 50s that should absolutely be public domain, and are. Maybe they went in public domain before Disney fucked everything up for everybody. Okay. So books. Winnie the Pooh, as we've said. Ernest Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises. Are you telling me there are Ernest Hemingway books that are not in the public domain? Are you shitting me? I'm going to be dead before anything cool becomes public domain. Yeah, I guess. I mean, Frankenstein is technically public domain. Not the version with like the bolts in the neck, but technically Frankenstein is public domain, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's not great, but you know. So what other books? Bambi, A Life in the Woods, Notes on Democracy. In 2022, experts estimate that 400,000 sound recordings published before 1923 will enter the public domain. They will become free for all download, remix, or use in a soundtrack. I mean, sure, but even... It's like songs that you'd think are public domain, where, okay, you know there are like orchestra songs where the sheet music, like the song itself is public domain, but recordings of it aren't. Like, what was it, Hall of the Mountain King? Like, the song, the version that you can find most easily on YouTube is not public domain. It's from like some British orchestra or something. So if you want to get a public domain version of it, you have to get the, what's his name? McLeod? You know who I'm talking about. That guy. The guy with all the free songs. Stuff from the 70s should be in the public domain. Stuff from the 50s should be in the public domain. Is Casablanca in the public domain? It should be. Kevin McLeod, thank you. Okay, goodbye, Super Spike. Anyway, anything else? Sound recordings? The Sousa Band, The Star-Spangled Banner. Okay, so songs that nobody gives a shit about. Movies entering the public domain. Yeah, but these are all 20s movies. They're all just like silent films. Moana, docufiction filmed in Samoa. Son of the Sheik, The Temptress, Don Juan, The Winning of Barbara Worth, musical compositions. The Tip of the Melting Iceberg. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know, maybe in 20 or so years, some more interesting stuff will be public domain, but still. Casablanca should be in the public domain. It's old as fuck. Yeah, the bullshit with Sherlock Holmes. How in the fuck is that not public domain? That's over 100 years old. Yeah, Great Gatsby entered the public domain about, like, I don't know, 20 years too late because of Disney's meddling. Fucking worst. Alright, well, this is kind of a wash. What about 2023? What's happening next year? It'll be here sooner than we think. 2023 in public domain. Here's a list of works that enter the public domain in 2023. Since laws vary globally, the copyright status of some works are not uniform. Okay. Well, this is just like various like writers and stuff whose works will enter the public domain. That's not helpful to me. Unpublished works whose authors died in 1952 will enter the public domain. Oh my god. This is outrageous. Can you imagine this? 2024 finally has Mickey Mouse become public domain. You know Disney's gonna pull some legal fuckery to make sure that doesn't happen. Like, God, I wish Mickey Mouse became public domain. That would be amazing. Anyway, published works that will enter the public domain include the first feature talkie, The Jazz Singer, first Academy Award Best Picture winner, Wings, Metropolis. Metropolis isn't public domain yet? That's utterly insane. The first group of Laurel and Hardy teams films, and the original versions of the first 3 books of the Hardy Boys. 2 short stories in the canon of Sherlock Holmes written by Arthur Conan Doyle and subject to a copyright dispute by his estate. And Alan Quaterman enter the public domain in 2023. The last character is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who was the original Mickey Mouse and was made a year before him by Walt Disney. So wait a minute, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit's going public domain? I don't think Disney can fight over that one. I mean, that character appeared in what, like a video game most recently? I don't think they can claim Oswald. Also, hello, Ambiguous. I'm glad you're here. Who's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit? He was almost Mickey Mouse. Can you imagine if we lived in a world where the Walt Disney symbol, instead of like the mouse head, is a rabbit's head? That's an alternate timeline I'd like to see. Epic Mickey was the game. Yeah. I don't think they could claim that. I don't think Disney has a leg to stand on for keeping Oswald out of the public domain. I think Oswald is going to all of us. They sold a news reporter for the rights to Oswald, no way they're letting him go. Come on, man. Disney holds on to copyrights that they're not even fucking using. Like Gargoyles? Does anybody remember that show? They're not letting that go, but they haven't done fuck all with it. I hate them so much. I feel like you could do a lot of horror adaptations of Oswald who went insane from being in Mouse's shadow. Isn't that kind of what, like, Epic Mickey is about, or am I wrong? But either way, let's do a Bendy and the Ink Machine style game about Oswald. Don't let Disney do this. Disney, give up Oswald. You know, they can keep Mickey Mouse if they give us Oswald. That's what I'll give them. That is what the game is about, okay. Winnie the Pooh stuff is kind of strange. Well, the book is in the public domain. So as long as your version of Winnie the Pooh doesn't have, like, the red t-shirt, you can do what you want. They're already doing a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Right. I forgot about that. That's gonna suck. Don't see it. I mean, listen, I know. We all like talking about FNAF and creepypastas and kids media gone dark and Poppy's Playhouse and whatever, but I am sick to death of people being like, oh my god, this beloved children's character, what if it was evil? See it with friends so you can rail on it. Well, I mean, invite your friends over. There's no way that thing's hitting theaters. Oh my god, the FNAF movie. It's Listen, I know he hired, like, Blumhouse, but Blumhouse does, like, movies on the cheap. That movie's not getting made, and if it does, it's gonna look like shit. I don't know, maybe they could just, like, borrow some costumes from cosplayers. Like, literally just after the first FNAF game came out, there were people doing, like, Foxy cosplays that were so ridiculously good you would have thought they were working on them for years. It's insane. Cosplayers, they're a different breed altogether. Doobus Goobus. They're making a plush? Okay. Pretty good glam rock Freddy cosplay going around. I think I saw that one. There's a General Grievous cosplay. I imagine that would be impressive. How would you do the arms? It's gonna be like the Slender Man movie where it comes out 10 years after it was relevant. Yeah. You guys remember that video I did about the creepypasta fandom? You'll never find it again. I didn't unlist it, it's just I don't think you'll ever find it again. Should have been asleep hours ago. Thicky Irwin, you fool. Slenderman has a movie? Oh, Slenderman has several movies, but the one that was actually in theaters came out 10 years too late. Or at least like 6 years too late, you know? Why does one guy keep writing hello there? Who does that? But you mean the guy in the comments? Somebody always does that. And then immediately somebody's like, ah, General Kenobi. They just can't help themselves. Slenderman was barely in the movie. Disgrace to monster fuckers everywhere. The hello there guy is pretty cool. I don't know what his deal is. What the fuck? Arcade, don't post spam in chat. This is fucking weird. Just comments hello there and nothing else. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. He's like, I guess comments are good for the algorithm or whatever. It's just... Is he a bot? Like, he's always there immediately. Second to last Sunday of summer because not this Tuesday, but next day will be the first day of school. You're going to be in 11th grade. Oof. That's going to be rough. Good luck to you. 11th grade. Man. Popeye is technically public domain, but you can't let him eat spinach or use his voice. Then what's the point? What's the point? I hate how, like, a character can be in public domain, but if a certain version of his character had certain aspects that make it recognizable, then you can't use those. It's like how I think for The Wizard of Oz, it's public domain, but you can't have the Wicked Witch of the West wearing a certain shade of black, or else you get sued by MGM. I don't think he's ever appeared on stream. I don't even think he watches the videos. It's the shade of green. Okay, my bad. I don't know. Let's look it up. Oh, it's the shade of green. My mistake. Copyright status of The Wizard of Oz and related works in the United States. Man. Its copyright was renewed in 1967, so it will remain copyrighted for a 95-year term, entering the public domain in 2035. You gotta be kidding me. We gotta wait 15 years for that shit? Oh my god. And I just fucking know that whoever owns it is gonna extend the copyright is for some fucking bullshit. This has caused issues for subsequent Oz adaptations, especially because of WB Turner Entertainment Co., the current owners of the copyright, have been very aggressive in protecting the film's copyright. Recently, they went after potential merchandise for 2013's Legend of Oz: Dorothy's Return. In a landmark case, the WB versus Avella 2011, the U.S. 8th Circuit ruled that any visual depictions and aspects of characters in public domain developed solely for copyrighted films are under copyright protection. This was significant because the film is not a particularly faithful adaptation of the book, so much of it is still protected. Avella was utilizing the promotional materials for the film, and the court ruled that those images are not copyrighted and therefore may be used, but only those exact images may be used. Jesus. Fifth grade had 6 hours of homework. Holy shit, that's insane. Yeah, and studies have shown that, like, more homework does not help kids retain the information better. Like, seriously, that's basically a full-time job that you don't get any money for. Anyway, the Wicked Witch of the West. One of the most iconic villains of modern times. The iconic version of the Wicked Witch is Margaret Hamilton's portrayal in the 1939 film, which is copyrighted. The character of the Wicked Witch from the book is in public domain, but that version of the Wicked Witch is not even green. Most modern portrayals of the Wicked Witch of the West do make her green because that is how the public thinks of the Wicked Witch, but they all strive to make her appearance somehow distinctive. The Wicked Witch is not given a name in the book, so subsequent authors gave her their own names. All of these names are protected under copyright as part of their respective works, which means new creators have to keep coming up with their own version. Some of the most well-known incarnations of the Wicked Witch of the West are Elphaba from Wicked, Theodora from Oz the Great and Powerful, Selena from Once Upon a Time, Eveline, The Wiz, and Ascadelia, Tin Man. There are similar issues regarding portrayals of the Wicked Witch of the East, but she is not as prevalent in the public consciousness as her Western sister. Okay. Vibes. It's all bullshit. Learned the information as long as I needed it and then ejected it. Yeah. Most of the stuff I learned in school did not really stick with me. I just mostly learned how to read. Maybe this is why no one is making anything original anymore. Nobody makes anything original. Every idea has been done before. It's just about how you can spin it. I do think that Hollywood is like drastically lacking like original IPs. Just make up something new. It doesn't even have to be good. It just has to look cool. I feel like this kind of copyright just encourages people to make their own multiverse versions of characters. Like, imagine someone making Underfell Sans because regular Sans is out of public domain. Right. Well, yeah, you know, I feel like if somebody made, let's say, a comic book about Underfell Sans, I don't know, you would have to, like, do a whole, because it's a parallel universe to regular Undertale. I don't even think Toby Fox would bother to sue you over that. I don't think he would even care. He doesn't care about fan games. Oz, the HBO prison drama? Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with Wizard of Oz, does it? Elphabuzz, L. Frank Baum. Okay, well that's interesting. I never read the book, I only saw the musical. It's a good musical. Even Picasso said, "We have invented nothing after seeing cave paintings." Yeah. Oh yeah, the Happy Birthday song. That entered public domain a few years ago, didn't it? Alright, good night, Max. Farewell. The MCU is dying. Reblog this post to make it die faster. God, I wish it was dying. Did you see... For some reason, the MCU is still able to trend on Tumblr even though it's boring as shit. So, like, I'm sure there were a few girl boss moments in the She-Hulk show that people were really into, but it looks so bad. She looks so bad. She's just... They couldn't even be asked to put her in green makeup. It's all just CG, and it looks dumb. It looks bad. You know what would be awesome and completely unfeasible, and this is just like a joke I'm making? If whenever you tried to make a movie based on a currently existing IP, and it sucks... Like, the courts can just decide if you sucked bad enough at making a movie or a TV show out of this thing, you lose the IP. And it goes back to the original, like, copyright owner. And if that person is dead, it just goes public domain. That's what might, like, stop all these shows that were clearly just, like, corporate created, lots of studio meddling, and, like, they suck. And, you know what? If movies weren't allowed to suck or else you would lose the IP, we would stop having shitty movies. EA and Sony immediately lose all their IPs. She-Hulk only looks bad because of VFX artists overwork. That's true, because Disney is anti-union and they're a bunch of shitheads and they need to treat their staff better. I'm not blaming the people who did the CGI. I'm blaming the people who allowed the show to be released to the public in that state. There won't be any more live-action adaptations of Dr. Seuss stuff because The Cat in the Hat was so bad the widow said no one is allowed to use it. That didn't stop them from creating bad animated Dr. Seuss stuff, though. I remember the scars of the Onceler. I was there. Well, I was sort of there. I saw the leftovers after it died down. But seriously, the Onceler. When I was younger, my version of the Onceler, that is to say I was a really big fan of him, was that one emo kid from Horton Hears a Who. He was kind of my waifu. I had a type. I still have a type. Don't worry about it. Once are fangirls on Tumblr. It's getting a little bit of a resurgence now. It's kind of interesting. I remember watching the Lorax in theater, and for some reason I teared up at some point. But to be fair, I was like 4 or 5. Yeah, that's fair. 2 Avengers film in quick succession. Not seeing either of them. Can boys be waifus if they want? Don't worry about it. I'm talking about a cartoon kid. I think his name was JoJo. I could be wrong, which is actually really funny considering today, but whatever. I have to enter an era of edgy, ironic versions of comic content. The Boys and Invincible, which will eventually become too edgy and people will go back to thinking stuff like the MCU is revolutionary. Oh, like the 90s dark age of comics? Let's not do that ever again, please, no. We can't let Frank Miller continue to create things. He sucks. Jojo McDodd. Wow. I had great taste as a kid. Thank you, Elsie. His name was Jojo. Actually, you know what? I want to look at a picture of this guy. Jojo McDodd. Yeah. Yeah, he's got the fucking emo hair and he's wearing stripes. Yeah. This fucking character, like, he's clearly a non-human character, but he was, like, scientifically created to appeal to specifically me when that movie came out. Never stopped liking emos. I'm so glad that, like, emos, like, they're not as big of a thing anymore, so I don't constantly embarrass myself over it. Did you find it weird how Let's Play content just kind of died? Yeah, but it got replaced with live streams, so it's kind of the same thing. A lot more interaction that way. I remember the first time I watched a live stream just being so amazed at what it was. I was like, wow, I'm watching this creator like in real time. This is what they're doing right now. It was interesting. But I know that like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, they still do Let's Plays, kind of, I guess. Used to be one of the main pillars of YouTube content. Yeah, I tried to do that myself, but never worked out because my equipment was shit. In the movie, he's the only boy. Yes, that's right. His father is the mayor, and he's the only boy in a family of like 70 girls or something. It was a weird movie. All tax write-offs become public domain. Make the Batgirl movie public domain. Goth, grunge, e-girl, and e-boy aesthetics have replaced emo. What a shame. I miss the floppy hair. Yeah, Let's Play content was like an entirely other thing. There are people who made entire careers off of it, and now they're live streamers. Let's Plays with cuts are the thing now. Yeah, they cut to the interesting bits. Although I will admit, little old me who did not have an Xbox 360 to play Arkham City on was very appreciative of seeing like all the minutiae of gameplay. I liked that. Yeah, well, the gaming YouTuber to ASMR role-playing YouTuber pipeline, I was in it. I'm another success story, I guess. Gotham mockumentaries? Huh. How canceled content should become public domain just as a fuck you to large corporations. I'm a big fan of saying fuck you to large corporations, so yes. People didn't know how to edit at all, so you ended up watching them die at the same spot 1,000 times. Yeah, and the only place it was ever entertaining to watch was on Game Grumps, because JonTron and Aaron would, they would start screaming and they would make it really funny. Everyone else, not so much. If I paid you $20, would do an ASMR reading the Winnie the Pooh book with your table cam on for the picture book? I don't know, man. I don't think so. It'd be hard to get a copy of, the original book, just, physically. Yeah, and then JonTron just kept digging a hole. But I will be honest, some of the original Game Grumps content that he was on was pretty good. I mean, that whole, Sonic the Hedgehog, Aaron freaking out thing, you gotta make a statement. You gotta look inside yourself and say, what am I willing to put up with today? I mean, I gotta be honest, you can't really beat that. Had to stop watching the Wind Waker LP. Well, Aaron doesn't do tutorials, so he probably fucked it up. I've got the shut the fuck up and kick my ass meme, so watching someone get frustrated at dying over and over is its own form of entertainment. Yeah, I guess the cycle can be entertaining as well. JonTron even do videos anymore? I think he did one a month ago. I'm not sure. He was, I remember what it was now. He was doing a video about some company that just, creates pro gamers, and they had a studio tour where people practiced their pro gaming shit, and it was all just a big fucking scam or whatever. I remember the 2009 Watchmen. Never saw it. Check your local library. Well, I'll check, but you know libraries usually have things on them that tell you where they're from, right? I don't want you guys to know where I'm from. I don't want you guys to know that I'm getting my books at Death Clutch Library. Not on I have notifications. I'm looking at them. Okay, whatever. Somebody bought my audio. I get an email every time it happens. I don't know how to turn it off. Pretty much abandoned making gaming content. Yeah, which was pretty much the only thing he was good at. I'm sorry, I just don't like his React content. Also, the set that he does his videos in just looks fake and gross, and I don't like it. I liked it better when he was filming in his apartment, I'm sorry. Zack Snyder is a master of missing the point when it comes to comic adaptations. He wrote a Superman that kills because he also wrote John Kent telling him that letting people die is okay. Yeah. Well, did Zack Snyder write the movies or did he just direct them? I feel like people place a lot of blame on directors, and to be fair, he does deserve a lot of blame for, how bad Batman vs. Superman was, because it looked like shit. But there's still writers out there that are making bad scripts. The whole process of doing it as a YouTuber filled me with so much imposter syndrome / anxiety that it didn't qualify. I mean, you can make a business PayPal account for any reason. The only reason I made it in the beginning was because I was doing, like, commissions on coffee, and people were like, yeah, we can see your real name, and I'm just like, shit, okay, guess I'm making a business account. It's a good thing that nobody cared who I was back then. I'm a girl boss. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Speaking of gaslighting, I'm definitely not going to get a glass of water right now. I'm vanishing into the ether. I don't actually drink anything. Okay, I'm back. You guys better not have done something dumb. Made the business account because you'd rather not get doxxed. Yeah, seriously. PayPal legit sends me people's addresses. Like, their full address when they send me money. Even though, like, I'm not shipping them a product or anything, they shouldn't have to send me, like, their address or anything like that. But it still sends that, and I gotta say, that's pretty fucked up. I didn't need to know that. Like, imagine just sending somebody money on PayPal and getting doxxed because of it. That whole setup is super fucked up. And listen, I'm not gonna dox anybody that's commissioning me. Like, I don't even look at the addresses, but the fact that it's there is just fucked up. It's an anti-scam thing? Well, maybe. I don't know. Always wary of what I send, but it's easy to miss and it only takes one time. Yeah, I don't know. It's like you can get a business PayPal account. Like, they don't even check if you own a real business. You could just say that you have one. Have I seen The Boys? I have not. Look too dark and serious for me. I keep seeing it trending on Tumblr a lot, though. Like that, your PayPal has your dead name on it. Yeah, and it takes them forever to agree to change a name, too. Everything else was sent to companies who were shipping me stuff. Yeah, well, Using coffee, but now I've had a couple people just asking for your PayPal instead. Yeah, I mean, well, coffee can be a bit limiting. NFT collection called The Little Fakers? No fucking way. You know, I was watching Internet Today. They were talking about this crypto scamming couple that stole like $4.5 billion in crypto. And then they got caught in like an FBI sting or something. Alright, good night, eligible bubble. Martin Shkreli allegedly got hacked because he downloaded... Yeah, okay, I heard about, like... They brought up Martin Shkreli in an older episode, too, and I'm just... I wish that guy was still in jail. Fuck him. Can't type what it said, but it was some LimeWire shit. Yeah, I saw what it was. No, Coffee doesn't take a 5% cut. That's what PayPal does. Like, Coffee is just like, it's a third party for you to send PayPal payments through. PayPal automatically takes a percentage out of the money you sent. That's just how it works. Like, none of the money you send on PayPal is free of fees. If you want to give money to somebody without having to pay a fee, you take a 20 out of your wallet and hand it to them physically. People think it was a cover for a pump and dump or something. Well, of course that guy's still scamming people. I mean, it's all he knows how to do. Cardinals made a touchdown to make it 10-7. Okay, so it's the Cardinals versus the Ravens. How do you think that would work in, like, actual nature? Stupid how hard it is for someone to just transfer money from one person to another. Yeah. They've always got to take their fees. Oh yeah, there's so many fake GoFundMe pages. PayPal would have to make money somehow in order to stay afloat. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's how it works. I mean, your bank takes fees, like real live banks. They take fees. Everything takes fees. That's how you pay for it. I don't know. Xenoblade 3 is surprisingly hard because it's difficult to play without my Switch sounding like it's gonna catch fire and blow up. Should be playing it on a Steam Deck. I don't know, can you mod a Steam Deck to play Switch games? You probably can. I mean, you can mod a Switch to do all sorts of things. I was thinking of homebrewing a Switch, but then I realized I still want to play online, so can't do that. Can you imagine, like, if I just bought a second Switch just to homebrew it? No, absolutely not. Ravens are named after the poem, like Edgar Allan Poe? That's crazy. So there's a Switch emulator for Steam Deck. Haha, suck it, Nintendo. It's what they deserve. Okay, I'm still looking at these public domain things. Notable properties entering the public domain this decade. So we've got Winnie the Pooh and Bambi and all that shit. Okay, what about 2023? What are we looking at? 2023. Goodnight Moon? Goodnight fucking Moon isn't in the public domain? Whatever. Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Popeye is entering the public domain. 2024, Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie, but, you know, Mickey Mouse himself. That's not going to be public domain. Then a second Switch. This is where the commission funds go. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm not going to do this because I don't want anybody to do this. If I put, like, an Amazon link for a Switch on my throne, somebody would buy it for me. Just, somebody would. I know you guys. Some of you are crazy, and some of you would just be like, yeah, I'll spend like $300 so Fake can homebrew a Switch. No. I would not do that. You can actually play online with a homebrewed Switch. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to risk getting banned. Yeah, or there's an option in Throne to like have people donate money towards like a big item so multiple people can pay for it. Not gonna do that either because I know you guys. You guys would probably do it. Somebody sent me enough money to get my van repaired. You guys would send me enough money for the Switch. I won't do that. It's how Sherlock Holmes is in the public domain when not every book is. How the fuck does Arthur Conan Doyle still have an estate? He's been dead for like 100 years. Did the Rabina arrive or is it still shipping? Well, I don't get to see the shipping notices unless I specifically ask for them because, you know, they're doing this all manually. Didn't pay for the PC. Yeah, you kind of did. You donated for it. But, yeah, I don't get the shipping information on the Rabina thing. Thank you for buying that, by the way. I would have bought it myself, honestly, but it didn't ship to my location, so... Wait, what? Transferred? What does that mean? I don't... What? I don't get what this means. I think reverse psychology is going to help you. I'm not reverse psychologying anything. Anyway, I'm looking at this. I'm kind of confused as to what the business is. Details? Direct credit? Like, what does this mean, bro? I don't know. I'd have to look at the email. Let's see what email they sent me. Looking at my emails. Looking at my notices. Okay. Okay, so the item has been purchased, and they'll process it once the payment settles, which was like 4 days ago, so... Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean... It might not be able to actually ship to me, but... If it doesn't, I'll just buy some on my own, I guess. Your money will not go to waste. Thoughts on cheese? It's pretty good. It'll be long before someone does a gender reveal party that will destroy half a city. Yeah. Well, you know, like all those cleaning tips where, like, you accidentally create mustard gas? There's definitely going to be a case of somebody mustard gassing an entire apartment building because they wanted to combine their cleaning chemicals. Oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. Fuck it. If you're just going to be saying egg, I'm looking at more properties entering the public domain. Oh, 2026. Frankenstein, the 1931 film, enters public domain. The Maltese Falcon, All Quiet on the Western Front, A Death in the Family, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay. 2027, Conan the Barbarian enters public domain. I mean, that's pretty good. 2028, Little House on the Prairie enters public domain, and King Kong. 2029, Flash Gordon and Donald Duck in The Wise Little Hen, 1934 animation. Huh. Okay. So catch me in, like, I don't know, like 2 years watching Steamboat Willie on a live stream because we can get away with it now. The Batman story? No, like, who was it? Death in the Family by... who? James Agee? I think it's a book. Japan doesn't have a lot of cheese. Well, I think it's because, like, Asian demographics have a higher percentage of lactose intolerance. I mean, like, around these parts, we're just drinking milk casually. They don't really do that in certain Asian countries, so a lot of people, they're just lactose intolerant because they don't drink it. You don't want to go to school tomorrow? I don't want to go to school because I'm stupid. I don't want nobody telling me what to do or how to get through this. I don't want nobody telling me how to think, telling me how to sing, telling me how to do everything. I don't want to be afraid of criminals. I don't want to be afraid of dangerous politicians. I don't want to be afraid of you, or of me, or the truth. So that girl made me feel blue, because she told me I should stay in school, so that girl made me feel blue. Don't go to school. Classic. Heroes and their descendants developed lactose tolerance because they decided drinking milk was a good idea. Were they wrong? Drinking milk is a great idea. Milk is delicious. Especially chocolate milk. Shouts out. Fake the singer. I could be a singer, but not really. Her Boy in a Band's Don't Stay in School song. I don't remember that. Should I look up the lyrics? Boy in a band, don't stay in school. Oh man. The first thing that popped up is the thumbnail of the YouTube video, and that hair, that face, man, that's funny. Okay. What are the lyrics? It's from Music's Match. These might be inaccurate. What? Hold on, I'll look it up directly. Lyrics. Okay. Like an emo version of Young YMS. Yes, exactly. It's a bit haunting. Anyway, I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads about Shakespeare's classics. Good point. I was never taught how to vote, but they devoted that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I mean, the first part of that line, yes, but I was taught to look after my health in phys ed, so I guess he just went to a shit school. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead, I studied the old American West. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat, I was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his women. Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. Fuck, he's so right for that. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of lights. I remember that lesson in science class, but I was never taught my human rights. That is true. Apparently there's 30. Don't you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know squat about trading stocks. That's okay. Then don't teach kids about stocks in school. Fuck that. Or how money works at all. Where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not taught how to budget and disperse my earnings. Was too busy there rehearsing cursive. Yeah, cursive was dumb. Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid or what an affidavit is, but I spent days on what the quadratic equation is. He's so right. Fuck that part of math class entirely. Fucking... I hated that shit. Fuck that. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid. Or how to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes, or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it. Because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool because now I could tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. He's fucking right. Never taught present-day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless, what should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts, or help my depressed friend with their mental state? No, but learn mental maths, because you won't have a calculator with you every day. Oh, sick burn. They say it's not the kids, the parents are the problem. If you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but none for when you actually have a kid when you want one. I'm only fluent in this language for serious. The rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? They chose the solar over the political system. So like a typical citizen now, I don't know what I'm voting on. Which policies exist or how to make them change. This is in French. I think it's... Mais oui, je parle un peu de français, but I speak a little bit of French. So at 18, I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never, ever, ever been presented with. But I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated and insist these pointless things. Don't stay in school. Okay, vibes. You know what? He's right for that. He's right. Okay, goodbye, furry. we gonna get a fake karaoke stream when copyright stops existing? That checks out for American School. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Oh, here's a good one. When will Tolkien's work be in the public domain? That would suggest sometime between 2023 and 2043 for most of Tolkien's work. Wow, that sucks. Rains by Voltaire. I'm not looking up more song lyrics. I'm too tired to read. Being in the public domain means you can have idiots do it too. Joss Whedon's Lord of the Rings. It's fine. I mean, I don't care. It's nearly 3 a.m. Jesus Christ, ambiguous. Go to bed. Tolkien died relatively recently. Relatively? When the fuck did he die? He died in 1973. That was almost 50 years ago. Relatively recently. Come on. See, this is what I'm talking about, copyright. Like, that's an insane extension. If there were any justice in the world, like, the copyright on his works would be ending, well, would have already ended, but more reasonably, like, maybe this year. That's in copyright years, but it's still bullshit. I mean, like, he's dead. He's been dead for decades. Like, his work should be in the public domain. It's bullshit. Fuck you, Disney. Disney doesn't even own the Lord of the Rings. Yet. Yeah, like, I feel like it should be a thing where the individual copyright should end upon death. So, like, the book should be in the public domain, but whatever movies somebody made, they're still copyright claimed, because sure. But the IP itself, I should be able to sell Lord of the Rings fan fiction as though it were canon, and that's fine. At what point do anti-monopolizing laws start acting against Disney? Apparently fucking never. Want to hear a joke? I guess. Nintendo was a bitch about their stuff. Yeah. A lot of corporations are real bitches about this stuff. Yeah. Man, I mean, it's been almost 100 years. They gotta get Mickey Mouse in the public domain. Or at the very least, we talked about this, Oswald the Rabbit. Get Oswald in the public domain. People be selling Oswald fan art for money. Yeah, give us the rabbit, Disney. I mean, people don't even like Mickey Mouse. They can keep him. But Oswald? The rabbit? The lucky rabbit? Give it up, Disney. You don't even use him. He was in, like, one video game. Oh yeah, the Splatfest demo. I guess I'll be there. Alan Moore can't get his own work back. Right. This is such bullshit. Like, it's insane that the creators of shows and stuff are beholden to the copyright of, like, that's owned by companies. Like, all that shit that they're taking off of HBO Max, like, the rights should collectively go back to the people who made the show. Not whatever fucking streaming service company owned it. It's disgusting. Why did the thief wear blue gloves? I don't know why. You better be careful what the answer is, bro. Oswald the Rabbit should continue to be in his archive hellhole. No, we deserve him. Still think Rock is the better option. So he wouldn't be caught red-handed. Alright, good enough. People are pretty sure Shiver is non-binary. Well, that would be interesting. Well, I mean, the way Japanese language is constructed, it's very easy to write about a character without gendering them at all, so yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, day of release, Nintendo's breaking out some they-them pronouns. It would be interesting. Actually, I would be kind of surprised, because this is Nintendo we're talking about. Alan Moore is told to make some Batman story before he leaves, makes an intriguing story about Batman and Joker's relationship, refuses to elaborate, leaves. It's what they deserve. Just a nice, wholesome, heartwarming, loving audio. Well, you can do that. That's fine. You don't have to stick to what people expect of you. I never do. In the Japanese version, Vivian in Paper Mario was actually trans. Right. So, the issue could be the translation. Because, like, I don't know if it's like Nintendo of America doing the English translations. The English translations of, like, queer stuff in Nintendo games has been famously very, very straight-washing. Just... man. If we get another, like, shit-ass translation that's like completely just destroys the original source material and is rancid, fucking horrible. Nintendo's actually said that they recognize LGBT plus stuff since Japan's government said they didn't. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Japan is way too conservative, especially for a country with so much pornography. Oh, well, happy birthday, Oren. Hope you have a good birthday. The shiny Pokemon Hunter girlfriend audio. Yeah, I remember. I was there. Capcom has some of the best trans representation in video games with Poison. Yeah, I keep hearing about how Poison is trans. Like, that's from, like, a fighting game, right? How was she trans? I vaguely remember the story about it, how, like, in the Western version of the arcade machines, they made her a guy. I don't know. Let me look it up. This is confusing. Okay, Capcom Poison. Okay. It's like the pink hair lady. Poison is a trans woman. Apparently she always was in the Japanese version. Huh. There's misinformation that it was to avoid depicting hitting women. But... okay, well, I'm just gonna look at the history here. Controversy. There it is. Poison and Roxy were originally planned to be cisgender females. However, because of an issue on the idea of making female characters take part in a beat-em-up game, the developers went with the idea of making them transgender. When the game was ported onto SNES in 1991, Poison and Roxy were replaced with two male thugs named Billy and Sid for the American release. It can be seen in concept art for Poison that she was referred to as, roughly translated as new half, a largely derogatory Japanese term equivalent to she-male. Oof. Yikes. Well, you can't win them all. A later appearance by Poison as playable character in Final Fight Revenge, an American-produced 3D fighting game spin-off of Final Fight, portrayed the character in a highly feminine manner and had her romantically interested in Cody. Commentary about her ending in the game in All About Capcom suggests that the character might have gotten sex reassignment surgery. The Final Fight-related character profiles featured in the 2005 compilation collection acknowledges Poison's transgender characterization, although it confuses transgender people with transvestites, addressing Roxy as a female who dislikes Poison's cross-dressing. Oof. Man. So, they're still trying. They're trying to get there. Let's keep reading through this. Maybe they'll get better. The discrepancy regarding Poison has been addressed in more than once in interviews with former and current Capcom employees. Final Fight designer and Arika founder Akira Nishitani stated he supposed the character could be male, but added it was up to the viewer to decide. Street Fighter IV producer Yoshinori Ono, when asked in an interview about the matter, stated, "Let's set the record straight. In North America, Poison is officially post-op transgender, but in Japan, she simply tucks her business away to look female." Again, not great. He later emphasized it again when asked about what female characters could be included in the game Street Fighter IV, stating that it would be too confusing to include her due to the region-specific gender. Since then, however, he has changed his mind twice, first declaring her as a definite post-op in all regions for better ease of localization and consistency with past official statements, and then later deciding that it's best to leave it up to fans after all. Man. I'm not done yet. On July 10th, 2014, Akira Nishitani later clarified in discussion on Twitter that in his personal view, Poison is a woman. In early developments of Street Fighter X Tekken, footage was shown of Ryu and Chun-Li's win quotes to Poison, i.e., "Your looks really can be deceiving. I'll be careful not to fall into your trap," and "You're not very ladylike at all. I felt like I was fighting against a guy," respectively. Oof. Man. Goodbye, Woody. That's oof. Big oof. That's bad. Anything else? Other characters were later revealed to have quotes along the same lines, some even worse, including Kuma outright saying Poison smells like a man and doubting she's in any way a woman. Sometime after that footage was shown, a prominent LGBT rights group contacted Capcom about the dialogue, stating that it was highly offensive, ignorant, and insensitive towards trans individuals. Capcom agreed to change the quotes, leaving only Yoshimitsu's remark about her being a freshly recruited kunoichi. Craig Marduk's more vague comment that he doesn't sweat the small stuff and only cares that she's attractive, and Poison's mirror match quote where she tries to recall a song, The Something or Other in the Mirror, referencing Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, well, I don't know what Poison is like currently. What's her latest, like, appearance? She makes an appearance in the background of Street Fighter 6. I don't know. She was in Street Fighter 5, I guess. I don't know. I would assume today the probably canon thing is that she's trans, but man, that was a lot of bad shit. Like, damn. Like, literally calling her a trap. That's fucked up. How was Birdo a better handled transgender character? I don't even know, man. That's fucking crazy. The MHA manga? Oh yeah, didn't that one guy die? I'm sorry, it'll be spoilers, because I got spoiled for it too. I wasn't even reading it. That guy he does explosions, he died. Yeah, seriously, yeah, no. Fucking, I don't... Well, that was just the fandom wiki page. What about Wikipedia? Just straight up Wikipedia. Tell me what the deal is. Censorship. Okay. In the English versions of the Sega CD port, they censored the characters in a different manner, redrawing them with longer shirts and shorts covering the undercleavage shown when the characters were struck. Okay. Who sent me the most commissions? Max, obviously. Anyway, here's a paragraph on it. As to the exact nature of Poison's status as gender variant, has been left deliberately ambiguous by Capcom, the topic has remained a popular subject for debate among fans and gaming media alike. Electronic Gaming Monthly's Eric L. Patterson described her as being a significant character to the trans community, and a perfect example of how it is so awkward when it comes to knowing how to deal with characters that aren't white, male, and heterosexual in video games. Complex pointed her out as an example of stereotypical depiction of trans sex workers, listing Poison among the 15 most stereotypical characters in video games. Games Radar commented, Poison holds a distinction as one of gaming's first trans characters, which began as a strange choice in localization, but has become a part of the character that she wears with pride. If you take issue with it, that's your problem, not hers. It's that kind of confidence that makes her so appealing. Yeah, but it seems to me that Capcom, refuses to take an official stance on whether she's trans or not, which, fucking... Yeah, that is a good question. Why did he think in the American version she had the surgery, but in Japan she didn't? What? Who fucking cares? What's the difference there? Is it because the surgery is harder to get in Japan? I know that a lot of Japanese people go to Thailand for that. At least according to the mangas I've read. I've read a couple of autobiographical mangas of the author going to Thailand for reassignment surgery. Opinion on Hatsune Miku? She's the best. Miku's blue, and most blue things are pretty cool, like icebergs and Sonic and Miku. I mean, there's a Sonic costume you can get for Miku in some of her games, so yes. And that big-ass Project Diva game got on Steam, which is awesome. There's so many outfits, so many songs. I haven't bought it yet because I just know I would not have time to play it. Somebody came up with the term acting your wage to be the new term for quiet quitting, which people have been using to describe those who only do their job into giving their soul to the company. Yeah, okay. I'm having a pretty okay Sunday. Boyfriend's little sister, Hatsune Miku. Bro. Does anybody remember the gender bend of Miku, which was just like a shittily edited, like photoshopped version of Miku into being a boy? Hatsune Mikuo, I think it was. Which was just her voice, like, downshifted. That was pretty much how they did a lot of gender bends of Vocaloids. I'm pretty sure those were all fan-made, though. Yeah, acting your wage. That does sound like a good... That does sound like a good one. Hatsuno Miko? Why would the last name change? He can still have the last name Hatsune. No, Mr. Knight, it's just a gender bend, so it's like, you know, a different version of Miku that's a guy. You're reported for poor customer service just because your face was neutral instead of creepily happy. Yep, same reason why I got fired from A&W. Because I didn't smile enough, apparently. It didn't matter that I was doing a great job. And I know, you say I can't judge that, but I was there. I was working my butt off. I was doing good. They just didn't like that I didn't smile enough. So fuck them. Imagine if he was just called Hatsune Mike. I mean, Mika is a guy's name in Japanese. At least as far as I know, they could have gone with that. Real-time fan dubs dropped the Sonic the Hedgehog dub. Yes, I did watch that. I watched the premiere. It was fucking awesome. I put on notifications for that shit. I was so excited to see it. It was so great. A little bit confusing with the plot because of how Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, actually works, but, you know, they did the best they could. Really? As a guy, you get people telling you to smile more often? That's... man. I never thought that just happened to girls. Had to stop because give you a headache from laughing. Yeah, oh my god, like some of the lines. It's amazing. I love their dub so much. Alright, goodbye, Romulus. Tom, a plant person listener? I don't know. I mean, I guess. It's not impossible, but I don't know what I would do with that. Yeah, the I Am All of Me cover, just... God, Penny is such a great singer. She's got such great range. I loved her version of Die Young. Just... like, every time she sings for a dub, like the Resident Evil dub where, she just sang over some, like, free 80s sounding track, and I think the song is called, like, Zombies Everywhere. She's like, now it's time to run around like, gonna take care of the bad guys. Like, that's legit a really good song. Yeah, ambiguous. You should probably go to sleep. And, like, no rush on the script or anything. Just do what you gotta do. Get some rest. It'd be weird if I referred to you as a comfort YouTuber. I mean, you know, people have, like, comfort shows and everything. I guess you could refer to me as that. I find it a bit surprising, though. I'm terrible at comforting anybody. It's a skill you have to learn. You gotta learn how to comfort people. told to smile all the time at your first job. Retail is a nightmare. Just here to hear everyone else's ideas. Yeah. All right. I understand. Well, I'm great at comforting people when it's in a script. We'll say that. IRL, not so much. Oh, right, LC. You sent the script. I've already recorded it. I was kind of running low on time because I had a thing to do, but I got it done. Now I need to edit it, which is going to take a little bit of time. I got a lot of commissions to do. They all kind of came at the same time, but like, whatever. I'll get them all done this week. Okay, goodbye, Oren. Wear a mask constantly and the manager still complains about me not smiling enough. I think you gotta like squint your eyes a bit so it looks like you're smiling. That's what I've heard anyway. Like I saw a comic from this guy who was like, since I wear a mask all the time, I don't bother smiling. I just kind of like crinkle my eyes so people will think I'm smiling. I didn't think it was cringe at all. It sounds exactly like the kind of script I would read. Work always demands a natural smile. I just, I would like it if we could just pretend, or at least acknowledge, that retail workers are human beings and they're not going to smile all the time. They don't do that in other countries, Like, in European countries and whatnot, you go to retail, people just look normal. They don't make them smile. Because that's fucking weird, right? Summoning a sloth demon, it'd feature a lot of yawning. I do like yawning. Well, I do a lot of it anyway. I prefer to work in the back of places. Yeah, bro. I tried to get a nighttime shelf stocking job, which is what I definitely wanted to do, but the grocery store that hired me was just like, yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to work out front for like a little while before we can get you like trained to do night shifts. And I'm just like, this isn't why I want to work here, bro. Luckily, I only did one shift before I got my cleaning job, and then I could quit. I still had to fill out all the forms, but I don't fucking care. I don't even know if they paid me for the shift I did, but I'm so glad that I don't work in a grocery store. And that was like just like a year before the pandemic happened, and I was still working cleaning when the pandemic happened, and I could only think to myself of the alternate timeline where I continued to work in that friggin' grocery store and had to work in it through the pandemic. I would have lost my goddamn mind. I do something similar but for gluttony. I could do more. Yeah, in Germany. Well, that's what happened when they tried to bring Walmart there, right? Like, first of all, they broke like a bunch of labor laws because it's fucking Walmart, and nobody wanted to go to Walmart because all of the employees were smiling like creeps. Yeah, like I applied to work at this it's like an arena job. The job I applied for was dishwasher. Instead, I ended up working at the friggin' concession stands. Like, that's... Like, they hired me right away because they were, like, desperate for people, but, like, the job I applied for was fucking dishwasher. It was not front-facing. They lied to me. Do you know how much it sucks to work at a place that's having a concert when they run out of beer? Fucking, it was this popular country band, and of course, like, it was American, and there were Americans that were there paying with American cash because they didn't bother to, like, convert it or whatever. And, you know, big country band, just an arena full of people, they ran out of beer. Can you even imagine? Got a dishwasher roll in 2018 and still have it to this day. Nice. You don't have to deal with anything. You just wash dishes. I don't know how they ran out of beer. They were shit at planning things. Did they take it out on you? No, but like, it's like a big crowd. So nobody's gonna start shit because, you know, they would get attacked. But still, can you imagine, like, talking to somebody who's at a concert and they're just like, you guys really don't have beer? Like, what? And I'm just like, yeah, I know, man. Tell it to my managers. They're the one who set this stupid thing up. Love jobs that involve not working with the customer because then it's very clear if your work is acceptable. Yeah. Like, the craziest thing about that night, besides the whole running out of beer thing, was the Americans that didn't bother to exchange their currency. Or maybe they did, but they ran out of Canadian money. They were just like, do you take American money? And I was like, yeah, but we can't convert it. We can only take it at face value. So a beer was like $7 because it's an arena, right? So instead of paying $7 Canadian for a beer, they would just fork over $7 American, not converted or anything. They were just like, yeah, whatever. Just, can you imagine going to another country and not converting all of your cash? Yeah, they were effectively paying a 20% markup, and it was not fun sorting out the American cash when we got back into the cash out and had to count all the money in our tills. You buy a 6-pack for less? Well, maybe it could. Well, I mean, alcohol is already at a markup in Canada because it's like taxed, it pays for our healthcare. But, yeah, you want to know how to make it even more expensive? Pay for it in American money. Feel the need to thank me for something? Well, you're welcome, I guess. Thanks for commissioning me so many times, I guess, also. The IT person for a small business? Nice. Must be nice to have socialized healthcare. It is. And we shouldn't let Ford try to tell us that it isn't. Every time it's come up, they're just like, yeah, privatized healthcare, that would really solve our problem. No. They have privatized healthcare in the US and there's still a nursing shortage. There's still a healthcare, like, everything is on fire in the fucking US. Privatized healthcare didn't help that. And having to pay $1,000 to fix a broken leg is not going to fix anything here. Ford, shut your fucking mouth. That bee flew down your throat for a reason. Nobody wants privatized healthcare. Our whole public universal healthcare system, that's great. If we didn't have that, I would be so much more worried about money right now. Because, as you all remember probably, I had a bit of a family emergency recently, and it involved some pretty serious medical stuff. And if I had to worry about the cost on top of that, it would be so much fucking worse. Bee flying down his throat was nature telling him to shut the fuck up, as he should. He's the fucking worst. No one here in America wants privatized healthcare either. Yeah, it's a bad idea. I've heard about the shit that goes on with Americans and like the insurance and going to a hospital that's in your network. Imagine buying insurance for something like your health and you can't use it at every hospital. That's nuts. It's the most appropriate metaphor since someone's blared yakety sax in the distance of Boris Johnson's resignation speech. It's so fucked up that they made it illegal to do that. And they arrested that guy. It was fucked up. Whole new meaning to cost of living. Yeah. I mean, most Americans don't even go to the doctor regularly because they can't afford it. The doctors outsource any sort of work outside of your healthcare network. They don't need your consent, but you still get charged. Yeah, there are people who get bills for things they didn't even know they got charged for with, like, medical stuff. It's so messed up. And, like, sometimes they don't even find out about it until it goes to collections. And then they've got those assholes hounding them. Last time we were told that our insurance doesn't cover vision out of nowhere. Yeah, it's all such fucking bullshit. I mean, listen, universal healthcare and insurance is basically the same thing, except in universal healthcare, they're not going to tell you that they can't cover whatever treatment you need for no reason. Insurance is basically the same thing, except they can just say, no, we don't cover that, or no, you're not entitled to be covered for that, and you have to chase them around to get them to actually pay for shit. Buddy of yours stitched his own wound? Yeah, I can't imagine how painful that would be, and also how dangerous that would be. What if he got an infection from that? 'Cause, like, stitching a wound isn't just like, you know, needle and thread. There are like special shit that you have to do for that. Christ, that's crazy. Yeah, the minimum wage in the US is bullshit. I know that very well. Like, goddamn. It's kind of bad here too, but like I'm pretty sure the minimum wage is $15, which even converting is more than the US, but still. I remember one time the minimum wage increased to $14, and I walked past this bakery and they had a sign on the front door that said, "We're closing down because we can't afford to pay our workers because of the increased minimum wage." And I'm just like, that just tells me that your business was not doing very well at all. If you can't afford to pay your workers, you don't deserve to be in business. Thoughts on universal basic income? Basic income is based, actually. It's basic because it's based. I mean, I pretty much lived on that for years. Like I receive certain payments from the government for certain reasons, and yeah, I pretty much wouldn't have been able to afford rent without it for like 2 years, so yeah, get on that. Make some corporations actually pay their fucking taxes for once. To snap your foot back into place after dislocating it? Ugh. You can't afford to pay your workers minimum wage, then your workers and their wage are not the problem. Yeah, seriously. If you can't afford to pay your workers, then you can't afford to be in business. Straight up. Yeah, like if you can't afford to keep your business afloat paying your workers a living wage, then you suck at business. Close down. Insurance providers in the US will try to say that people don't ever get hurt by medical necessity and if they deem something medically unnecessary. Huh. Yeah. I mean, I still think it's fucked up how they pay waiters and like bartenders, they pay them below minimum wage because they're expected to make the money back through tips. It's just gross. The world is a mess. Medical bills and doctors not doing something they deem medically necessary. You know, I don't want to bring it up because I didn't actually see the movie, but wasn't there a Saw movie where Jigsaw like kidnapped a bunch of insurance people and said to them medical decisions should be made by doctors, not by insurance people? That was kind of based of him. The Jigsaw guy did have cancer though, so that's probably why he did that. Saw 7, yeah. I mean, fair enough. I mean, he probably should have kidnapped, like, the CEOs rather than, like, just people working at the company, but still. Like, Jigsaw... Bit of a hot take. I think Jigsaw went about things the wrong way. Fairly comprehensive first aid course. It's done nothing for job prospects. Well, you can put that on your resume. Like, that's at least impressive. Yeah, this is a stock exchange. There's no money for you to steal. Really? Then why are you people here? Yeah. Way to go, Bane. That movie was so ridiculous. Just ridiculous plot point after ridiculous plot point. Wayne Manor losing power immediately after the stocks thing happened. It was all dumb. Remember the guy from the first movie, some say he never died? I don't even know, man. I never saw any of the movies. I've just seen people talk about the movies. I also watched Scorpy play the Jigsaw video game. That was weird. Minion Rush, really? Playing a Minions game? I guess I can't bitch. I mean, I'm playing Ensemble Stars. That's, like, it's Barbatos's birthday event. I haven't read through the story yet, but apparently it's a very sweet story. I mean, one of the people I follow on Tumblr was absolutely raving about it, and he is, like, the biggest Barbatos fan you will ever meet, so, like, I'm taking it on good authority that it's good. He nailed how stupid Dark Knight and Bane's voice was. What episode was that from? That was almost a decade ago. The cert's expired. Ah, dang. You can always retake a course. I remember when I was younger, I legit took a babysitting course, like a childcare course. But they did teach me first aid, so yeah. I was a babysitter, but they never looked at my resume or anything. I was like 14. I was just there to make money. When I was a kid, I was so obsessed with money. Like, really unhealthily, so I was like, I want more money. I want to be able to buy the things I want with money. And I was thinking about it constantly. I was always like, I gotta save up every penny so I can buy cool stuff with it. Because, you know, my parents were like, if you want a Game Boy, if you want an iPod Touch, you gotta save up for it yourself. So mentally, I was just like, I gotta work as much as I fucking can so that I can buy all this cool shit, all this cool tech that's coming out in the future. Like, I was just like, I want these things. I want to own these things. I have to have these things. And now that I like have money, I don't even think about it at all. Like, I don't even look at my bank account most of the time. Just like, yeah, I definitely have enough money for this thing, for like bills and stuff, so I don't think about it. But when I was a kid, I desperately wanted more money. I wanted all of it, so I could buy all the cool shit that I couldn't have. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of the mindset too. It was pretty bad. Just being obsessed with money all the time. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, it's a bit of a wealth flex that, like, I don't have to worry about, like, becoming homeless. I never had to worry about being homeless. It was, you know, I was a kid, I was in a middle class family. I was taken care of. I just wanted the cool shit. I wanted an iPod Touch. I saved up money for that. I bought it with my own money. It worked out. Some individuals never grow out of that mindset and always want more. Yeah. I mean, I'm at the point where I have everything I want, so there's nothing more for me to buy. So I don't worry about it. I have a good computer. I have a Nintendo Switch. I have a PlayStation 4 that I can play my DVDs on. I've got a box full of foam. I've got the Swedish Fish plushie. I've got a piano. There's nothing left. I've got everything I want. Except maybe a trampoline, but I don't have a backyard, so it is what it is. If I ever get a house with a backyard, first thing I'm buying is a trampoline. I don't care how much it costs. I've always wanted one. And have a second switch to homebrew. No. I'm not that greedy. A DMC body pillow. I can't. Even if I saw one up for grabs, I wouldn't buy one. That's a path I can't go down. I will buy a body pillow of myself, and that's it. Just for the memes. Everything else, that's too hard to explain. You want a jacuzzi? Yeah. You can go to places that have jacuzzis. There's like a trampoline park, I think, a few towns over or something. I might go check that out sometime. A body pillow of your crush? Unless your crush is an anime boy or an anime girl, whatever. Yeah, that's weird. Like, did you like commission an artist to like draw art of your crush and then make a body pillow? Because if so, that's weird. But if it's like a fictional character, no. A Yandere series was in your recommended? Damn, bro. I'm taking over the world. Cooking, fire starting, making shelters, knot tying, first aid, safe knife handling, and an unshakable sense of direction. Good for you. My sense of direction is shit. To be honest, you would do better in the apocalypse than I would. If the apocalypse happened, I'm just out. Jumping off the roof of the building. It's over. The girl being like, yeah, I couldn't get a body pillow of you because none of the pictures were full body. He's a real human, he's just so cute and I need him for myself. No. Stop that right now, that's fucking weird. If he's a real human, you don't get to call dibs. I've been seeing a lot of posts about this, about people getting jealous of other people dating people they have a crush on. You don't get to call dibs on a human, and it's fine to have crushes. It's fine to just be like, yeah, I like this person. Because people also get weirdly puritanical about that. It's fine to crush on people and to be attracted to people. But having a body pillow of a real human person that you're not dating is weird. Like, if he doesn't know about it, and he's not, like, he wouldn't be okay with it, that's fucking weird. Is he selling body pillows? Is he like a YouTuber? What are we... I'm gonna need more information. He knows and he's okay with it. But you're not dating him? I'll be honest, I'm confused about this whole situation. Fuck it, I'm out, bro. I can't tell you what to do. Yeah, basic decency above all. Treat them like a person. He knows, and he's okay with you having a body pillow of him, but you're not dating yet. This entire situation belongs on, like, an r/relationship advice thread. I can't tell you what to do about this. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Oh, you're a fan of body pillows? Name every person. R/am I the asshole? I was thinking our relationship advice because I don't think this is like an asshole situation unless you make it that way. Am I the asshole for getting a body pillow of my crush with their consent? I guess. Did he pose for a photo for the body pillow for you? We're missing so much information here. This has thrown off the entire vibe of the chat. Yeah, it really has. I feel like I should be wrapping up the stream right now because this is getting too weird. This is the kind of shit that you see and then you think, we gotta get this fucking vaccine. But it's over that. We have the vaccine. You're just like this. Someone asked to make a body pillow of me, I'd be like, that's weird, but sure. Okay. You're more free willing than I am. I guess if somebody wants to take art of me and make a body pillow, I don't give a shit, but, you know, that's a whole ass human being. Whatever. You do you, I guess. And your body pillow, whatever, I'm leaving. So thank you to everybody. Well, Max is the only one who donated, so thank you to Max. I know he's gone, but whatever. Thank you to everybody who became real fakers and re-upped being real fakers. Y'all are cool. Big fan of you guys. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave. I'll be back tomorrow with a role play. It's part 2 of frickin' Cat Girl is your mom or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Goodbye. Have a good night. Have a lovely Sunday. Farewell.